All right, now we're doing 8Q, count of positives, sum of negatives. This is by Densil. It's going to be 86% of the people like it. And given an array of integers, return an array where the first element is the count of positive numbers and the second element is the sum of negative numbers. 0 is neither positive nor negative. If the input is an empty array or is null, return an empty array. Here's the example. It's going to count these here because they're positive, so there's 10 of them. And then all this adds up to negative 65 right there. So we're going to have the counts and then the sums right here in an array. All right? So to do this, we're going to start by taking care of this, and then we're going to start by saying if the input and input dot length exist, if they exist, we're going to do input dot reduce. Now let me tell you about input dot reduce. All right, so array.prototype.reduce. This method executes a user-supplied reducer callback function on each element of the array in order, passing the return value from the calculation on the preceding element. The final result of running the reducer across all elements of the array is a single value. The first time that the callback is run, there is no return value of the previous calculation. If supplied, the initial value may be used in its place. Otherwise, the array element at index 0 is used as the initial value, and the iteration starts from the next element, index 1 instead of index 0. Perhaps the easiest to understand case for reduce is to return the sum of all the elements in an array. All right. So basically, array.reduce, and then we're going to put the previous value and the current value, and then in this case, the previous value plus the current value, which would be, here's the previous value, which would be nothing, plus 0, and then plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, all the way up to 10 right here. We're going to run it, and it's 10. All right? And we're going to be using this function, this syntax right here, but we're also going to add an initial value. And I'll show you all about that right now. All right, so when we reduce, we're going to, like it said, we're going to do the previous and then the current value. All right, and then we're going to do an arrow function. And inside this arrow function, we're going to do the current. When the current is greater than 0, let me put a space in here real quick. When the current is greater than 0, we're going to do the count of positives, right? So when we're doing the count of positives, we're going to have, and also we have to remember this right here. So we're going to have previous, we're going to have the previous number, right? And then we're going to have it at 0, because we're going to have it here. At index 0 equals previous at index 0 plus 1, right? And the next one we're going to have to do is the sum. So since we're going to be doing this one, this element, all right, this index I should say, we'll say previous at index 1 equals previous at index 1 plus current value, right? And then because we need those initial values, the initial value on this one is going to be the previous, whatever this is, all right? But we're also, but see, this is the first part of the, all right, what am I trying to say? As you can see, this is the first part of the, what am I trying to say here? No, because of this one. Because of this one, this is the first part of the ternary operator. So the second part of the ternary operator we're going to have to say empty array, because if this stuff exists, we do this, and if it doesn't exist, we'll throw an empty array at it. Also, we have to do the actual initial values because it's going to be an array of two different values. So the actual initial values are going to be 0, 0 right here. All right? Hopefully this works. Let's see what happens. Still not. What's my deal? What's my deal? I think I got one too many of these right here. Let's see what we got. Nope. Yep, it belonged over here. That's what it was. All right. There we go. Excellent. Oh my goodness, what a pain. This one was a very painful one, but now you see how it goes. Now you see how to make a one-liner out of that. All right, let's attempt it. It worked. Awesome. That one, oh my goodness, what a pain. But it's very like because it was very challenging. And here we go. Check it out, a one-liner. Readable. We didn't come to Code Wars because we're trying to make readable code. All right, and we'll see you next time.